Another one.
What?
Another one.
What?
Another one.
What?
Another. Another one.
I said, let him come!
Dom DeMarco.
Another one.
Trying to make you feel good. Baby, I'm just trying to show you real love. Open up your heart so you can feel good. Let a real one show you real love. Real love. I know you in pain. You been messing with these dum-dums, yeah, these lames. So me and them jokers, we ain't the same. I got the type of love to make you wanna change your last name. Baby, I'm better, not them dudes. I know you don't trust me, yeah, and it's cool. Give me some time and I'll show you. Even though your heart broke, I'm trying to heal your wounds so you can feel good. Baby, I'm just trying to show you real love. Open up your heart so you can feel good. Let a real one show you real love. Real love. Baby, I got what you need. Open up your eyes and see there's no other man like me. Give it time and wait and see. Wait a minute, I'm just trying to show you that I'm different. I know you're hard line, but I got the key to get it. And if you open up, baby girl, I can fix it. I wanna be the one for you. Baby, I'm better, not them dudes. No, you don't trust me, and it's cool. Give me some time and I'll show you. Even though your heart broke, I'm trying to heal your wounds so you can feel good. Baby, I'm just trying to show you real love. Open up your heart so you can feel good. Let a real one show you real love. Real love. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Ay. Don't it feel good to find love? Don't it feel good? Ay. Don't it feel good to find love? Don't it feel good? Ay. Don't it feel
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, family, aka Bait First and foremost, glory to God. Thank you for giving us another opportunity to do what we love to do, Lord. We ask that you bless this stream, even though we're here for a short time, not a long time, to talk about NBA 2K26. We just want to say that we hope that this energy and the conversations is pure, solid energy, Lord. No drama, no unnecessary stuff. If somebody's having a bad day, Lord, show up in their life only like you know how to. Before we get this stream to go to Bible study, Lord, I just want to say we love you, we honor you, we appreciate you, God. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. What is up? What is up? What is up, chat? What is up? Let me make sure the music's playing, bro. Man, my things is bugging right now, dog. It is bugging. My thing is bugging right now, chat.
Damn, you tweaking on
bugging. We back again with another edition of hoopers and headsets. I go by the name of AKA Bake. Yeah, we gotta figure something out. I think it's just laggy right now. It's laggy. Let me cut some stuff off. Cause it's tripping right now, chat. It's tripping. I can already tell. It's already tripping, dog. It's already tripping, Cuddy. Let's cut some stuff off so the responsiveness can go a little faster. You feel me? Anyway, we don't got too much time. We don't got too much time today because I gotta leave at 5:15, 5:10, something like that. Gotta leave at 5:10. Gotta leave at 5:10. Gotta leave at 5:10. So, I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of y'all as always showing love. Showing love. Man, welcome to another edition of Hoopers and Headsets, a.k.a. Headsets and Hoopers. I go by the name of Bake. Where we talk about 2K and hoop. You know the vibes. Oh, man. We got a good discussion for you guys today. Like I said, I don't have too much time, so we're going to get straight to that thing. Straight to it. You know what I'm saying? We getting straight to it. Straight to it. Let me stop playing. Here we go. All right, chat. 2K26. One of the biggest things that impacts the gameplay and the overall 2K experience is what we call the builder. The builder for the last 5 years on next gen has moved away from pie charts, have moved away from archetypes per se. And we got into this realm of open builder mania, right? And in this builder, we've been able to make different unique builds. And there's this big, loud audience that's starting to get a lot of traction asking us to go back to pie charts, go back to archetype builds where players were just assigned to do specific things. You couldn't do everything, but you can do some stuff. You was a specialist at one area and decent in the other areas. And that created a realm where you needed other sort of type of archetypes or other sort of type of builds. And now we're in a realm where you have positionless basketball, where you have bigs that can shoot, bigs that can dribble, bigs that can pass, bigs that can dunk, bigs that can play defense, vice versa. Small guards that can pass, small guards that can shoot, small guards that can dribble, play defense, wings that can do it all as well. So you got a little bit of everything that's able to do a little bit of everything, right? Like pretty much there's not too many flaws in your builds. There may be some things where you get a little bit of flaws here or like a little bit of advantage here and a little bit of advantage there. But for the most part, and this year's builder by far was the first year where you had a whole bunch of 99s. This is the first time ever we've had so many 99s. I mean like 99 offensive rebounds, 99 shooting, 99 steals, 99 perimeter defense, 99 dribbling, 99 passing, 99, 99, 99, 99. This was the year of the 99s and a whole lot of 99s. And a lot of people think that one of the reasons why the community, as far as like their play style, has been tough or torched, especially randoms, is because of the way the builder has been made and the way the builder is. People are making all around builds and they can't do everything. And it's creating this sort of mindset that I don't need you. I got the attributes to do what I need to do. You get what I'm saying? So let's talk about pie charts in the builder. I will say this. Let's talk about the pros and the cons, okay? First, let's focus on the pros. Let's talk about the good stuff. If you was to make pie charts or come back in 2K, right? Pie charts was an era where the game was probably the most balanced. I'm not going to sit up there and lie to you and act like it wasn't. It was the most balanced. It was balanced in the way that the system was with the badges. It was balanced in the way that the system was in the attributes. It was balance in what you was able to do and what you wasn't able to do. It was balance. There was balance when we had pie charts. It was. It impacted and it created an aura of people making different types of builds, right? Because you couldn't have everything. Like, it was rare to get 99 in a lot of categories. What's good, B? It was rare to get. That's all I'll be playing, laughing out loud. Hey man, you got to do what you got to do, right? But it was better. It was better than a lot of 2Ks because of the way the game was able to be balanced, and the gameplay was not super duper dominant of one particular build, right? You had unique builds, especially in 2019. 21 was all right. 17, 18. Everybody had unique builds, right? That was very, very unique in specific areas. I always didn't have a problem with the archetypes, aka pie charts, where you had the ability to put two pie charts together. So like slashing, finishing. I mean, that's the same thing, Bake. My bad. Don't do me like that. All right. My bad. That's the same thing. Slashing, finishing, slashing. My fault, fam. But you was able to have shooting, slashing. It didn't mean you couldn't get stuff in the other red in the categories of defense and playmaking. It's just that your attributes in those areas was extremely lower. So you can have like a 74, a 60, a 70, but you wasn't able to have like what we have today, where you have 99. And I'm going to show you in just a bit. We're just talking in just a sec, just to look at the builder of this year builder, and then maybe look at compared to like a 2K20 builder and what we was able to have. We're gonna dive into the footage in just a bit. Like I said, we don't have that much time. But one of the cons to it, and the reason why people felt some type of way back then, was that there was a lack of freedom. Like I said, you wasn't able to get 99 anything. Like, for real. Your player never had a 99-3. Like, for real. It just didn't. I think the highest it was able to get to like 96, maybe 95. But we never had a 99-3. Never had a 99-3 before. In the past games, we wasn't able to, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do not remember us being able to have 99 anything back in the day. The highest we got was probably like 94 or 95. It was never a 99, and then our takeover and stuff took us to that 99 or whatever. But we never had the opportunity to see 99 attributes. We didn't have the opportunity to create the Steph Currys. We didn't have the opportunity to create the LeBron James, to create the Kevin Durant's, to create a build like a Wemby or anything like that. We didn't have that opportunity back in the days. Builds was extremely, and I mean this, extremely limited in a lot of areas. You was solid in certain, but you was limited in a lot of areas. Like, and even if you was able to do it, you wasn't able to be as efficient, and that made it where you had to be skillful to be able to use certain builds, I should say, especially our bigs back in the day. The bigs that was able to shoot and have a little dribble and stuff, you had to be a little bit skillful. So people got mad and they said, we want freedom. We want to be able to make whatever we want to make. We want to be able to create whatever we want to create, right? And what happened was 2K said, okay, we hear you. We're going to give you a new builder, a builder that's a little bit more wide open, a builder that's allowing you to get higher attributes, a builder that is allowing you to do more. And people went crazy. But one thing we've known when we're looking at this builder and we're looking at the pros and cons of the next generation type builder, the pro is you have so much freedom to create damn near anything you want. You can make anything you want with limitations in some areas, but you can be sufficient and make anything you want, especially in 25. We can make a lot of builds, a lot of different types of builds. Most of them are not OD crazy. I mean, not OD like different when you make a different one, but you tweak it here and tweak it there, especially with the introduction of cap breakers, have given us an opportunity to make some real crazy type stuff, like keeping it a stack, right? But the con is build diversity is lacking because people are like build channels finding loopholes and creating the most efficient bang for your buck, right? That's why you're seeing a big phenomenon on 6'4". Like 6'4" is a staple build because you can get a lot with a 6'4". You're starting to see some taller builds as well, but 6'4" is probably one of the most universal builds you see a lot. 6'4", either you get a skinny one or you get one of them big ones, right? Them, you know the big ones, dog. You know the big ones. You got some sort of like outliers, like 6'7" builds that are really brolic, really strong. You got the 6'6" builds that are really I'm starting to see a little bit of 6'5s now because they need more speed to try to keep up with the little guards or whatever. And then you got, for bigs, it's a staple. 99 offensive rebound, 99 defensive rebound, 99 passing, damn near 99 block. All 99, 99, 99. Very specific type of builds. And then you have the builds that are big, that have a little bit, like the Jokic builds, the Wemby's builds, and they got a little bit more openness to them, right? But the variation of builds is limited because everybody, for the most part, the masses is making the same thing. The masses is creating the same thing. And now we have a phenomenon also where people are not tied to a skill set, and now they have do-it-all builds, and they can't do it all. Just call it a spade a spade. You have people with 99 shooting that can't shoot worth the lick. Boy was a center his whole life. Came out here thinking because he got a 99, he about to go out there and go crazy. Can't even shoot, dog. Can't even shoot. Can't even pass the ball. Can't even dribble the ball. They just got these things, and they ain't even good at what they doing, right? And so what has created has been balance. Balance, because sometimes without balance, it causes chaos. And I think with these new builders, they are amazing. I love them. I mean, for me, I would like to have the freedom still, but I understand the balance of it is not. For people like my boy Meccano, he'd tell you, like, the balance is you make it too, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Make the bill, I make the bill, and we see who better, right? And that, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, when we're looking at build diversity and we're looking at people making different builds, different types of builds, right? Unique builds and special builds or whatever the case may be, you don't see so much of that because of the mindset of our community as we make what everybody else make. And it's like a copycat kind of league, right? It's a copycat kind of community. Like, that's why you see everybody with the same goddamn stuff. You feel me? Everybody got the same stuff. You're going to have, if you playing comp or if you playing any event, you're going to have a small guard, and then you're going to have him have 99 steal with a 99-3, 99 agility, like maybe 60, 70 passing. Then you're going to have 95 ball handling. Then you're going to have maybe some perimeter, because if you're shorter, you get more attributes. Then you're going to have another one that could be a 6'6" or 6'4", but this one's going to be hecka big. Going to have like 94, 95, 93 strength. Then he's going to be like 200-something pounds. He's going to have a 94 3 ball. He's going to be able to do some the steals, the perimeter, and so forth. And then you're going to have a big that has the 99 O board, 99 D board, 99 passing, 99, and then maybe some shooting, depending on how you diversify. And so now that's become the meta now. That's at every meta. And the only way you get different types of meta is potentially when you go in the rec. Because in the rec, it's going to be all kind of builds in the rec, right? But what happens is if you're only limited to one area to play with diversity, right? Not everybody wants to play rec, right? I keep trying to tell y'all this game wasn't founded on 5v5. I know people may say, Bake, this is a basketball game, it's 5v5, but 2K was never founded on 5v5 when it came to the park era, when it came to the online era. Back in the day, yes, head-to-head, 5v5. When we came to this My Career Ever era, It was never founded on 5v5. It was always predicated on 3v3. The reason why people start going to 5v5 is because it was the most responsive and they got more bang for their buck. That is why they went to 5v5. Parks start giving you less VC. Then it was the worst place to play, and then it just died out. So people gravitated to 5v5 because of that, right? And so when you're looking at both phenomenons, right, you ask yourself, which one is better? Which one is better, right? And it's simple. The one that has the most, the one that if you would think that you want something that has more freedom, more creativity, then you're going to lean more to the type of builders we have now. If you want something that has more balance, more structure into what you're able to get and what you're able to have and what you're able to possess, you're going to lean towards the archetypes and pie charts. So the big question is, what is the majority vote, right? Can you have it where we start off? I think, and I'm gonna give you this, and then we're gonna talk a little bit. Let me see what people are saying real quick. Mike said, "Oh dear." Housey said the overall system was better. You had to grind to 99. Okay, people hated that, Housey. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you, dog. People hated that. No lie. They hated that. They hated that 99 grind, that you lost it. They hated that you lost it. I ain't mad at it if you get there and then you get there and then you keep it. But the fact that you had to keep playing, and I'm never a big fan of you got to play something to keep it. The road to 99, it was a cool idea, but bad execution, because I'm okay once you get to 99, you get to 99, you keep what you got. I don't like the fact that if I get to 99, I can keep losing if I lose it. There's other ways you can do that. That wasn't a cool idea. But I feel where you're coming from. We never had a 99 3 ball in any 2K, I think. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember. I think this was the first 2K we was able to have like a 99 3 ball in 2K. Maybe last year as well, too. Like, since we came to the builder, we've been able to get higher 3 balls and higher shooting. Fear Wakanda said, it's that you can't get good dribble moves being tall, which is terrible. Everyone don't like to play on small guards. I hear you. I said in 22 was probably the most balanced between tall and short, right? Because tall guards was able to get some good stuff. You was able to go crazy with tall guards. But then it became where nobody used the short guards because, unless you wanted to be the 5'9" and you was glitching. But for the most part, if you was short, back in the day, you got destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And so what gives you an advantage if you got some of the same animations as a tall guard? I just think if we had this thing was like 9,000 animations and you call this thing called Pro Play, we should have been able to get a whole bunch of different variations and animations that allow everybody to get in a bag in a different way, where the tall guards animations ain't super duper slow, but they ain't as fast as the small guards. You get what I'm saying? But they're effective in their own way, which gives them a lot of freedom. And there is some animations that they can use and stuff like that, but it's very little. It's the same thing for small guard. It's not a lot of effective animations in this game, either if you're small or tall. There's only a quite good, some really, really good ones. There's some solid ones, and there's some ones you don't even want to waste your time on, like for real. 2K20 was the last game where builds were diverse. I can agree with that. Road to 99, yeah, because in 21 they had that build thing where your shooting was predicated off your build, not your skill. I remember that. Mike said, I agree. The lack of diversity is more on the play style of players. Yeah. So the play style of this generation now is very copycat type. Everybody just makes what their favorite folks got. And you get some rare build makers that make different and unique builds, but to be honest with you, like to keep it a stack, to keep it 100, like that ain't for everybody. Everybody don't do that, because everybody can't do that, and that's just what it is. But if your boy Bake had to take a guess, Chad, I'm gonna keep it a stack. If your boy Bake had to take a guess, and I would say with the system we have now, like the cap breakers and the max plus ones and stuff like that, and you get specific badges off the rip if you got the attributes, and then you just grind to get the other ones. Like you start off with bronze or whatever the case may be. If I can have it away, I would say I wouldn't mind bringing pie charts back if we get the introduction, if we keep the cap breakers and we allow our cap breakers to break through caps. You get what I'm saying? So let's say we got a pie chart. And let's go to the pie chart days. Let's go to the pie chart days real quick so we can see this. Let's go to the pie chart days. I'm about to go to a channel, and let's say 2K20. We're going to go to 2K20. That was the last, sort of like archetype type stuff. We're going to go 2K20. If my dang thing come on. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna change it in just a sec. I just gotta go and look up some NBA. Okay. NBA. Okay. 2K. Wait, NBA. I wish you could just talk to your mic, bruh. 2K20. Okay, NBA 2K20. Builder. Builder. Okay. All right. Okay. Builder. Okay. Oops. Okay. All right, let's go to it. Let's check it out. So we're going to look, right? Okay. So we're looking at the build. Okay. All right. My player builder 5 years ago was on Xbox. Okay. Let's look at this real quick. Man, people just... Okay, let me get to where he start making the build. Okay, we're going to get to point guard. All right. So, they had preset builds already. We had preset builds back in the day, right? And so these are what we call today template builds. We had preset builds back in the day, right? So template builds. So you see they had some ones for plate. So not bad, right? So if people say, well, we need a template. So we had that. We had point guards who were finishers. So you had a template build for that. You had point guards who were shooters. You had a template build for that. Point guards who was ball handlers and passers. You had a template build for that. Shooting guards who were finishers. You got a template build. So they already had preset builds back in the day, right? So let's get to... Oh, that's somebody else. Okay. So now, perfect. Let's move my beautiful self right here. Now, chat, because he doesn't matter. This is my player. This is your boy Bake right there. That's not me. I'm just lying. So look, chat. So as you can see, we wasn't able to get 99, but we was able to get 95. 95 was the thing, right? So what I'm saying is, let's say we have pie charts, right? Because I think 2K has to figure out a way to blend the two, right? Let's say we had pie charts, right? We got pie charts, and let's say I go with one of these pie charts. Let's just say this pie chart right here, right? So, and let's say now, I get 20 cap breakers, right? Based off the stuff that I unlock, like we doing seasons and rep and stuff like that. Now, so with my 20 cap breakers and we have a pie chart system, this will allow me to break the caps, right? Which would make it very, very balanced, and it's based off me grinding, right? And rewarding me for grinding, right? So for example, let's say I got a 52 3-ball, right? I'm not capped to 5 cap breakers in one specific area. If your boy wants to use all 20 in my shooting, right, and take my jumper to a 52 to a 70, that's my choice, right? I earn that, right? Meaning I can break through the caps and whenever my caps break out, boom, simple, right? Let's say I got a 76 perimeter, like this build right here. When I make this build, it's at a 76. But how many cap breakers I'm able to unlock, this is just me. You ain't got to agree with that. Some people may say keep it at 5 or whatever. But nah, I'm about rewarding, and I'm about trying to give you a little bit of best of both. So the people who got more freedom on their bills are people who grind and earn this. It wasn't given to everybody. You was able to get it based off earning it, right? So, for example, for somebody, let's say we get 15 for the seasons, right? That's just for us, right? For let's say we get legend and legend gets 15, but let's say the first legend gets an additional 10, right? Because I think it's 20? I think it's 20. I think it's 20, chat, right? Is it 20? I think it's 20, right? You get 20 of them if you hit legend. But let's say if you hit legend, you get 20. But if you hit legend, the first 100 people to hit legend first get an additional 10, right? I'm just giving you a hypothetical, right? So then only those first 100 is going to get that privilege of feeling like they're very unique, very different, very, very special, right? This is a special reward. So now they can take an attribute up to 30 points higher, right? But you only can max out at 99. So now the people who get to have those high cap breakers are going to be people who grinded, which is fair, right? It's balanced, right? Not everybody's going to be able to get it, right? Some people are going to get at least a cap breaker for the season, right? So if you got 9 seasons, you at least going to get 9, right? So, but if you want the additional 5, 5, 5, and then if you want another additional 5 to 10, you got to be the elites of elites. So now it's balanced, it's fair, and it's also balanced in what we make, right? Because whatever we make, you see like this template right here, let's just say hypothetically, you can have a 95 dunk, 95, but you're not going to be able to go up to 95 like that. We knew that because you only got so amount of points. So to balance that, you will allow yourself for the people who get the cap breakers to go above the cap. Break through the cap. I broke through it. If my bill only can be 86, right? I can break through that with my cap breakers, and then I can, now, let's be realistic. You won't be able to get certain animations because of your height, but you at least get the attributes, right? You at least be able to get some of the attributes. So let's, for example, if I'm a 6'7", right? I can't get the 6'4s and the 6'3s dribble moves, but I can still have a 90. Let's say if I go up 10 caps, right? I can still have a 96 ball handling though, because I earned that. I grinded for that. I worked for that. That wasn't. It's not just like, oh, I can start off the rip like that. It's allowing you to do some things that give you the best of both worlds. You can tweak it a little bit too, but I'm saying you get the balance from the archetypes and the pie charts where the builds are very specialized and unique, like these templates, right? Let's see another template. Let's go to another one. Let me see. Is it going to go down? Let's go to another one. All right, here we go. All right, so then boom, right? Look at this one. It's a different build, right? So meaning if my cap breaker on this build allows me to get to 80, 3-ball, right? If I get to legend, right? I get let's just say we don't never hit legend, but we hit 9. I can at least get up to an 89 3-ball because I was able to break the cap with my cap breakers that I grinded for, that I unlocked. You giving people the best of both worlds when it comes to building, right? Some creative builds and balance, right? Because you're not going to get this until you get the cap breakers. Your joint is going to be an 80, fam. That's it. 80. That's it, dog. So all you get is a straight 80, bruh. That's it. You can't go up until you get them cap breakers to get you the ability to go. And you know what happens when you allow that people to do stuff like this? You allow them to make different builds. No build, right? no build would be the same. No build would be the absolute same, right? Because you can use your cap breakers however you so fit, and it create endless possibilities. But here's the caveat, though. Here's the caveat, because this is one of the things. I'm going to go full screen real quick, and we're going to come back. This is the caveat, chat. This is the caveat. The caveat is we cannot, if 2K has to make, you have to see a significant difference to a degree. And it's hard. It's hard to do this, but this is the only way, because what happens is that there are skilled players that make efficient builds with low attributes, meaning like you have somebody who got a 63 ball, right? Remember in 2K20, it was a skill, right? But people got mad at this. And so I'm like, I'm on the fence about this, but I understand. There's got to be a significant difference between a 60 and an 80, right? Because there was people back in the day, if you put on a solid jumper and you time that bit, you can hit with a 60 damn near consistently, dog. And I get it, because people was like, well, you have to be skillful to do that. I understand that. I do understand that. But what happens with that is that people start penny pitching, and they start saying, all right, I'm going to go with a 60 here, but then when I get my cap breakers, I'm going to be able to, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be able to do X, Y, and Z because I can still be efficient with a 60. I don't need to get that up. I don't need to improve that. Maybe I just get it to a 70 and I can still be efficient as if I had a 90. There's got to be some kind of distinction, bruh. Because if there's not, that's what happens now in these 2Ks. There is people who make efficient builds, bruh. They make builds that don't have a high something and they're efficient with it. And that's how they're able to make other stuff and do other things. Like, let's say I don't need the 99.3. I just got the 85, but then I can use the 15 cap breakers on a whole bunch of different areas, so then I can still be as effective. So there's got to be, and I get it. I'm on a fence about it. I don't know how to do it because I understand. I want to reward people for being skillful. I do, but I know how we are, though. I know how we are, Chad. We are very, 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 very sneaky, creative, crafty. We'll find loopholes. We will find loopholes. So it's got to be a way you can balance this out. Tampa, Anderson, Blessed Bake in chat. Pie charts was cool, but it did keep folks in check and not superheroism. Pie charts tell you what's your role, and ultimately it was your choice. Jump shot 38. Yeah, 38 used to go crazy. My people who have teams, what about the person who doesn't have a solid team? And again, I understand that point where you may say, hey, man, I got to have all this stuff because I got somebody, I play with people that's trash. And I ain't gonna hold you. We're cooked when it comes to the random community. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're dog water. Randoms are awful. They super trash. Like, you play randoms in here, you probably will never play 2K again. That's how bad they is. They are awful. I'm not even going to hold you. They suck. They really do suck. They really do suck. And I'm not even lying or trying to cap, or they trash. So I understand. Somebody may say, well, Bake, I need to have all these attributes because if I don't have all these attributes, then I'm not going to be able to win no games because randoms is trash. I know. It's a bad thing. It's not a good thing when you got to play with randoms. But it's something we got to do. So how do you balance that, Beck? How do you make it fair? My point would be, life ain't fair, dog. Life is not fair, dog. It's just not. I get it. You better find you some people to hoot with, dog. because I'm trying to figure out the best way we can get the best of both worlds, right? We want freedom, right? Because you got to think about it, bro. We spending over $100-something on these bills, fam. We spending over $100-something on these bills, fam. I don't care what nobody say. $100-something, $150 on these bills, bro. Hella bread. And you ain't even talking about boost and all that. You spending close to $300 a bill, god dang it, with the boost and all that other stuff, right? So I want to reward people. I want to make sure they're getting the best bang for their buck. That's why if we come to this system, right, where we have pie charts, that's why we come to the system where there's limitations, but then you give them the freedom to unlock those limitations by grinding and getting up to these levels of legend, starter 4, veterans, and all that. People can't be upset because they're like, you can't be mad at me, dog. I grinded for these cap breakers. These cap breakers allow me to break the cap, right? And if 2K want to still keep some balance and they're like, nah, Bake, you're not going to put no 30 cap breakers on one attribute, Cuddy. You ain't slick. But at least let them get up to 10, okay? Let them get up to 10. You may not be able to do the whole 20, but at least 10, bruh. 10 attributes to a category. Because you want to feel that rewarding feeling of if you took a 80 to a 90, you grinded for that. You put in the time for that. You put in the work for that. You get what I'm saying? So by creating a balanced system like that, you can still be a superstar, but you got to work towards that superstar. And it also encourage longevity of playing the game. Because now what you make, right, is unique. It's unique. And you're going to have different cap breakers, right? I mean, you're going to have different archetypes. Like, look at these charts. Look at these charts. Just one chart. Let's look at another one. Let's see. Look. You got, and then here's the thing. Remember, chat. In these past games, when you have, and this is how you get it, right? When you had these badges, right? When you had these games, you had specific badges to cater to them for the pie chart, right? So if you had a shooting and a playmaking, then you can get your playmaking and shooting badges up to the higher tier, right? But the other ones was on silver and bronze. That also created balance, right? So what I'm saying is, when you make these builds, let's say you make this right here, right? Let's say you make a red and a blue with a red and a blue at the bottom, right? You got defense and you got finishing, right? But then you go to the 3-pointer, and let's just say you're able to get up to 10, right? Let's say you're able to get up to 10. So now with your badges for like the mid-range, and you wanted to get that up to a 77, right? You will have silver badges. It won't go crazy because there's still limitations, right? There's still limitations when you apply your 10 cap breakers, right? Because I would say 20, but I get it because then it can change. It can make it a little bit crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. But not everybody gonna get those 20. I already know that, but I'm just saying. But if we had to put a cap on it, give them 10, where they can go up to 10 cap breakers above the cap. So if you get a 67, you can go 10 above 67. So meaning there's still going to be balance. You're not going to be out here going crazy with a 77, but you can shoot a little bit more efficiently with a 77. You know what I'm saying? And I think when you have a system like that, y'all, you allow for role playing, you allow for superstarism, you allow for more bills to be made, you allow for balance to happen. Because all builds are going to be unique in their own little way, right? And then the only people that's going to be able to make their builds even more special is the people that's grinding. We always said we need something to grind for. If you grinding to unlock different things for your build, where now you're getting the max +1. So now you can take a silver badge to a gold badge. The max +1s are going to mean more. Those tier 1, tier 2s are going to be more. And then if you're able to get them cap breakers and take them to the next level, they're going to mean more only if you're using them in a department where your build was frowned on, right? So if I got 10, 15 cap breakers, right? They're going to be really good for me in the defense and in the finishing, right? Because let's say I can go up 10. So now I can take my close shot to a 98. So I'm going to get all the badges that I would get on the level of a 98 close shot, right? If it's defense, I can take my defense from an 86 to a 96. So now I'm going to get all the badges that are predicated to the 96 attribute, right? So then that means that's going to help me out. And then if I want to max plus one it, right? If I want to max plus one, those are going to be my tier 1 badges, defense and finishing. And all my tier 2 badges are going to be shooting and playmaking. This is where you create balance. This is where you create balance to a degree. Now, they're like even with this build, I can give you a loophole right here. I'm about to show you right here. Look. I'm going to show you right here. Pay attention, because this is what I'm so damn smart. I know how we think. You know what I'm saying? I know how we think, and I'm going to show you what people would do. Let's say somebody makes this build, right? And let's say we have this cap breaker system where you can go up plus 10 on any area, right? Plus 10. Now, bake. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add that next. But I'm gonna show you this. I'm gonna show you if we was use that system. I'm gonna show you how somebody would break it. Look. So what they'll do, take that at 82 dribbling, right? They could take that to a 90, right? Or they could take that, post moves. It'll be different. We know it'll be different. But let's just say it's speed with ball. That's 79, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's say that's 79 or 69. You can take that up to a 79, right? So now you can cheese the game that way, right? But let's just say ball handling, because I can definitely see somebody making a build like this and putting a 92 ball handling on their build. So now they can't unlock certain animations, right? They can't unlock certain animations, but let's say they are 6 whatever, and they can get those animations in that department, and now they get the highest. Somebody can go crazy on that. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. They earned it. If they played the whole year, you damn sure gonna get 9. Probably the max you're going to get is 14. So you earn that. I'm not mad at somebody being able to do that because they had to grind for it. They had to work towards it. It wasn't like, okay, you're going to be OP off the rip, because let's keep it a stack. I'm going to say this thing. And if we look at 25, which we're about to look at in just a sec, you can go crazy off the rip before you even need cap breakers. And that's what people start learning. They start saying, all right, let me up this up, and then I'm going to use my cap breakers to up these up. And then I'm just going to go crazy. And I'm going to show you in a sec. We're going to show you in a sec. But here's the thing. Here's another way if you wanted to balance that system that we just talked about and create it, right? What you would be able to do, your archetype foundational piece, right? Let's say if you are finishing and a playmaking, those can go up 10. But your secondary can only go up 7 or 5, right? So then you can balance it even more, right? Because that means that if I can only bring up my ball handling 5 in my secondary areas, but I can bring it up to 10 on my so it keeps the balance, right? Because now, because we smart like that. That's what we do. We trying to get the best bang for our buck. So now you can only upgrade, your blocks up 10, your interior, all your finishing, all your defense can go up to at least a maximum of 10 cap breakers. But your secondary, your tier 2s, which is your shooting and playmaking, can only go up 5, or let's just say 7. I just say 5 to keep it easy, right? So then that means that you can only go from an 82 to an 87. That means you can only go from a 78 to an 82. So then now that's even more balance, fam. I know it sounds complex, but it's creating so many diverse builds. It's creating balanced gameplay. It's creating a rewarding system for people who's grinding, right? And it's also keeping things in check. It's keeping the checks and balances where you're not over to go crazy. So when we have a system like the archetype system, and you giving them the system of some freedom as well, now they can able to make different styles of builds, right? You know what I mean? So for example, if somebody wanted to go 99, right? So let's just say you got an 89, right? And you got 20 cap breakers. Let's say you get up to 20 because you hit legend, right? So then you put 5 on your dunking. Now you got a 99 dunk, right? You put another 5 on your layup. Now you got a 94 layup, right? Let's say you got 10 more left. Now you put you put maybe 5 on your playmaking perimeter. You got what is that? A 91 perimeter now. And let's say you put another 5 on your steals, right? So now, you know what I mean? You're able to do your thing. But then remember, y'all, physicals. They had a whole bunch of. So here we go. Let me see which ones with the. Oh, here we go. And then with the physicals. With the physicals, you able to go up plus 10 on all your physicals. They're not tied to a cap. So if you want 79 speed and you want to go up to 89 speed, they're not tied to a cap. Because again, my thing is you earn this. If you earn it, it's cool. I ain't tripping, bruh. I'm not tripping. Because first of all, you're not going to be able to get just a 79 speed. You got to use your attribute points for that. You got to use your attribute points for that. Your attribute points got to get. So it's going to balance itself out. And I know it sounds crazy, but you're not going to be able to use all that stuff because we didn't have them attribute points like that. You feel me? So when we look at them making a build, let me see. When we looking at them making a build, right? Look, see how many points they got? They got 416. This is another area of balance, right? We saw the max of what they was able to get, right? Now, let's just say it's not 416. Let's just say it's 99. We're going to go with the system. I'm going to show you in a sec for 25. Let's say it's a 99 overall system, right? But now you got to use that to upgrade your player. And the ones that are tier 2 are going to cost more to upgrade. So it's going to have a bigger hit on your player because that's not your tier 2s. But for your tier 1s, it's not going to cost as much because it's tier 1. Your tier 1s is going to give you a lot more love because that's what you made your player to be specialized in defense and finishing. But if you want to have some other stuff that wasn't in your pie chart or wasn't your specialty, then those cost more. That's how you balance it. Those cost more, right? So, for example, if I'm in the shooting and I want to upgrade my shooting, let's say I go from 416, then I go to 360 or something like that. It costs me more to get up a little bit of shooting because that's not my thing. Maybe not 360. That's a little bit OD, Chad. That's a little bit OD. But let's just say it costs a pretty penny, right? But now when we get into this system, right, the system we have right here, if we get into this system, right, okay. Like I said, I'll be just, we got to start over. Okay. We got to start over. I'll be in here experimenting, Chad. I just be like, man, sometimes I make builds because I'm bored. Well, we need to add new attributes for post control for its own category, like they can add low and high posts. I feel you. I would like pie charts better if we can customize them, change the thresholds. I feel it. Maybe that could be even a thing you can unlock, right? So for example, we're looking at this one now, right? We're looking at where we're at right now, right? We're looking at this is what we have. This is the system, right? So when we get to, look, I'll just be in there experiment. So we get to, right? We get to these builds, right? Let's just say 6-3. I'm just going to say. So now we have the system, right? This is our system. It's sort of similar, but the one thing is, right? Let's see. There's no, you get 90, you get 85, so you can get a lot. And then a lot of people start doing this, right? This is what they start doing. Some people don't use strength. Don't lie, Bake. Don't lie. I'm just going to tell you what people start doing. They start doing this. And this is what happens when there's a lot of freedom, right? And they start doing this. And they went up to 40, right? And then they start doing this. Probably here because you're going to use the cap breakers, right? Going to use the cap breakers to go up. Let me see. So let's say maybe something like this. So when you see stuff like this, and some of them maybe don't even have free throws. So when you see something, and I'm just giving you a hypothetical. With the freedom we have now, there's no sort of like direction, right? Like, for example, back in the day, if I had all red, then I go red, right? But in this year's game, you can literally have, like, you can have it where then you go cap breakers and the rest on dunks, and then you do something like this, right? Where you can have it like, and you don't even have to do this is overkill. I'm just giving you overkills, but what you're seeing is there's no direction as far as like structure, right? There's no structure in this. You go 72. There's no structure in this. I'm just giving you hypotheticals, right? There's no structure, right? You can kind of make literally whatever you want to make the shorter you are. But then what happens is when you start getting taller, let's say that same thing, and look what I have now, right? There's still the similarities, it's just less. So this system is balanced when it comes to height and all that other stuff, right? When it comes to height, you start to get less stuff, right? Your abilities and what you're able to have is shrunk, right? So 2K balance was the taller you make your player, the less stuff you get for the most part. But then what we do is we find thresholds, right? We find thresholds and we find, where's the mark where they don't hurt, right? So then some people can bring this down. Some people go here, right? They can go get a little bit more playmaking or shooting, whatever. However they want to do it, they can go more dunks. So this system we have, if we're comparing the two, there's no structure in this system. And to a degree, it's no structure. Like you can literally make any pie chart. When we go back to here, right? And I hate that. That's the only thing I hate about the tube is that we can't go back to the video we was just watching, and that sucks. Like we can't go back to, we can't. And I gotta log in, and we can't go back. But y'all know you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking. I hate that about freaking doing it on the Xbox. If I was on a computer, I was able to do it. But with this system, fam, there's no structure. There's no balance because you technically can make every build can have all the same things. Like seriously. Every build can have all the same things. They just may not have as much, but they can be just as effective with an 84, 81 ball handling, 91 perimeter, 91 steals. Like everybody, we can damn near be every pie chart in the game, whatever build you make, right? You can be that. And then the taller you get, again, like I said, the taller you get, the harder it is to make whatever you want to make. Then you find that happy medium. Some people do this, right? They go high dunk. And then let's say, don't forget about the cap breakers. The cap breakers take me up. And some people go 80 on here. Some people don't even bring that up. Some people use this, right? And then they maybe put a little offensive rebound up. They may give you some blocks. Some people may. It depends on the person, right? But you're not able to have that much to a degree, but you're still able to be efficient in most of the categories. You may be lacking in one of the categories, but for the most part, this is overkill too. Like if you want, you can use your cap breakers and take the passing down and get up to 85 and then whatever. So there's no structure in our system we have now. There's no balance to a degree. because you can literally be every archetype, any build. Any build can be any archetype. And the crazy thing about it is, with LeBron James, with Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry's, they still are not do-it-all builds. They can do some things very, very well. But there are areas like Steph Curry. He's not a great on-ball defender, but he can get some steals, right? He can shoot the hell out that thing, right? But he ain't blocking. He ain't getting rebounds like that. Whereas LeBron James, right? Strong. He can get some steals. He can get some blocks, play some on-ball defense with his strength, but his shooting is not the best, right? But his dunking is. So even with these superstars we want to be like, they all have limitations too. They're not overpowering, because if they was, then they'll win championships all the time. But they don't. Everybody has a limitation. And in the world of gaming, it's hard when you're allowing people to have some really great attributes at every position, right? There's not that much limitation, right? And then, people will make these builds where they make their own kind of archetypes, where it's specialists. They go, where is it at? They go here. They maybe go 94, get the cap breakers. 94, get the cap breakers, right? They do this. They do something like this. Oh, and they're going to be skinnier too. So let me get this right. They're going to be skinny, right? Going to be super skinny. They put some steals and they may even have it where at least this. Oh, I can't forget about the dunk. So I got to give me one more. Let me get one more. And the dribbling is more. The dribbling is more for sure. And then they may even have it like this. And then they get your little, where is this at? Get that +1 right there. Then they'll have probably more higher ball handling or whatever. And they'll make these builds. This will be one build, right? Then you have this build. You have the 220 something pounds. And then what they do is they do this. This one won't have dribbling per se. Right? This one will have, and they'll bring this down, right? Use some of the cap breakers. And then they'll be able to go crazy, right? Probably like here. And then they'll use their cap breakers. And then whatever else they want to use, they may not have, and they'll do something like this. Right? They're able to dunk. They got a nice 3-ball. And then that's the second build. And then we go into this build. Either you're going to be this, right? Max wingspan, right? You can be this one where you can be smaller. And then you going, right? 99. It's going to be 99 because you're going to use your cap breakers. 94. I'm going to go here. 90. And then you still able, they ain't worried about no perimeter. They're going to put their speed up on their build. They're going to put their strength up or whatever the case may be. Get their vertical up. Whatever. Some of them may have steals depending on how you make it. And then they're going to be able to do, they may go selfish where they're not doing nothing for themselves and they just LT cheesing, right? Passing the ball, L2 cheesing, giving you them big bodies, right? And those are probably going to be more so like these type of builds, right? Where they going to L2 cheese you, be able to get some blocks. They ain't worried about shooting. They're going to put some standing dunk on their build. To go up with the dunk, they may have a 75, 76. They don't have no ball handling like that. Just enough to get that. They're going to have a lot more block. And the vertical going to be more. Right? But this what I mean. Like, you can damn near be, sorry for my camera. You can damn near be efficient at every position. It just depends on what you want to make. And I understand what people are saying with this system. There's no checks and balances to a degree. There's no way to kind of police it. And it's impacting the game because then you give them this and you give them plus 20. So it's like you're not really, there's no balance because we will break the game. We will find the builds and we will break it because that's just how we operate. So my thing is, if we had pie charts that we had in 20, but then you gave us this freedom of being able to upgrade our build based off our pie chart, right? But then we also get another element of grinding and unlocking cap breakers where our tier 1s are able to go up plus 10 and our tier 2 areas, which would be our 3rd and 4th, will be able to go up plus 5. So now, whatever you make, yeah, you're going to be solid, but then you're going to be trash in the other departments, right? You're going to be really good at one department, but you're going to be super doodle in the other department because it's going to cost more. Like, for example, like, it don't cost that much for a 7-footer to have an 87. You get what I'm saying? It don't cost that much, right? But what costs much, maybe even not even near. What costs much, probably my speed. Let's see, I'm at 83. That went up 4. So the speed went up 4, but the other ones, if I don't go no speed, I'm just saying, if I didn't go no speed, let's see my strength. How much that go up? So my strength went from, I was at 84. From a 50, I go up 40 attribute points, and it goes up to an 88. But if I go 50, right, and I go up to a 69, something ain't right. Something dropped down. So I went 84. Something else must have went up. Well, I guess not. I guess it didn't go up. So if I'm at an 84, still at 84, and then I go here, how much? So I can go, but you see what I'm saying? And then if I want blocks, that's probably going to go up. Then I want some interior, that's probably going to go up. And then I get this. That go up, and then I'll use the rest here. There's no checks and balances, fam. like this, you could be efficient with this build. And then your cap breaker's gonna give you a 99 offensive rebound. We could change some stuff around with the vertical and stuff like that. But the checks and balances in this year's game is very minimum. That's why you have everybody making what we're making right now. So if I want to get to an area where, and I know we're not getting that in 26 because they haven't thought about this. I just know. No disrespect to them. They don't think like this. They don't be thinking like this. A lot of 2K thought process be very linear, bro. And there's no disrespect to them, but it be linear, dog. It be super duper linear when they come up with their ideas. It don't look like they thought. Like, this is some real intellectual stuff. Because I'm giving you, and it's not too crazy, but it's a system where we operated from past and we're introducing present and we creating some checks and balances where even the new, it's a evolution of past and present, right? And we creating the future. The future is, yes, your build can be able to do some special things, but in certain areas, it's going to cost more. So your tier 2s areas are going to cost more to upgrade. So you can have them, but it probably going to be best that you upgrade your tier 1s first to maximize your build, because once you start upgrading your tier 2s, it's going to cost you more and you're not going to be able to do the certain things that you were able to do in your tier 1s. But then we have another level of skill sets and another level of rewarding people for grinding, where now you get a cap breaker for every season, right? You get cap breakers for unlocking at certain rep rewards, but you only can upgrade your tier 1 cap breakers to 10. That's their max. And then for the tier 2s, 5. So I'm rewarding people for grinding. I'm rewarding people for playing, but I'm also keeping the balance to a degree, because some pie charts are not going to have high attributes in certain areas. Where at this, you can have a high attribute in every area of the game. Playmaking, shooting, passing, dunking, finishing. It doesn't matter. Every attribute, you can have at least a high attribute. But when we go back to the system we just saw, right? When we just saw, if we go back to this before we wrap up, because it's getting close to that mark. If we go back to the 2K20 builder, right? If we go back to this builder, right? And we go back to here, right? And we come in here and we looking at look at the difference. Look at the difference, fam. Look at the difference. This is a point guard. Look at the difference. It's already a difference. You're seeing it right now. You cannot, if you choose that archetype as a point guard, you cannot have any 90s in none of your tier 2 areas. None of them. None of them. Checks and balances, fam. Meaning that you can only have 90s in your tier 1s, which would be your defensive, right? Your defensive. And I think that works. And so then the second one is your finishing. So then somebody may say, well, Bake, what about if somebody got a dual, right? So then what we can do, if that's an issue, if y'all don't want us to have dual to go up 10, then it'll be this. It'll be the checks and balances, right? Because I'm all about trying to make it the best version for everybody. If it's a pure, goes up 10 in that category. If it's a dual, it goes up 5. Simple. If it's playmaking and shooting, that means you can only go up 5 on all categories. If it's a pure archetype, that means in that archetype, in your playmaking, you can go up plus 10 on cap breakers. I think that's the best bet then. Simple. See, I try to make it simple and fair, right? If somebody say, yo, Bake, you can't have, nah, that ain't cool, dog. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. So then if you want to keep it simple and fair, if you get a pure archetype, that pure can go up 10. That's the benefit of choosing a pure, right? Which is not going to make no sense, but that's just the way it's going to be. If people complaining that the dual archetypes shouldn't go up 10 in each, and it only should be a pure, cool. Then fine. Finishing, you can go up, each one of those can go up 10. So that means if we have this, you can go up, you can have a 99 perimeter defense, 99 lateral defense, a 99 steal, or well, we know what it was. It'll be 99 perimeter, 99 steal. You go to a 90 offensive defense. So everything in that red category can go up plus 10. Everything else out of that category can go up 5, only go up 5. I think that's fair. I think that's fair, fam. I think it's fair. And it creates, uniqueness. It creates differences in builds. It creates build diversity. It creates a skill gap. Not skill gap, but it creates a skill gap, because if people make it to a certain level and they're able to get it there, that's not their fault. They was able to unlock it, but it's keeping the checks and balances. So, but I think that'll be the best way to bring the best of both worlds, because the old world was balanced, but there was not a lot of way of you can go up to a certain areas. There's a lot of restrictions in a sense, right? And the new way is not that much restrictions, but it's a lot of creativity. So how can I give you the best of both worlds? This is from your boy Bait. I'm just keeping it a stack. And this is not going to be in 26. I don't know what they're going to do in 26. I really don't know. But if we was to create a new builder that is an evolved form, I will use the old, blend it in with the new, use these cap breakers to allow people to upgrade their builds in different ways, right? If it's a dual, all categories go up plus, you can go up +5 on each of those. If it's a primary, or like one of those pure archetypes, then that category can go up. They have an attribute thing where they can go up 10 in that category, meaning that an attribute like perimeter can go up +10 if you need it. You're not going to need it, but you can have more things go up, which is going to help you stand out even more. So if you're a playmaker and you want to be a pure play, so you're going to be able to go crazy on a playmaker. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be able to crazy. I agree with Ambush. Give us a customized pie chart where we can shorten or widen each section. I like that. Why not? So you have a customizable one. You can make your own, right? And then you have template ones that you can choose from, right? With the customizable one, it still would be the same concept though. Regardless how you choose to do it, if the computer is understanding that two of the pie charts are more balanced or more equal, then it will automatically go into the field of every category can only go up +5 when you use your cap breakers. Like for playmaking, shooting, and finishing, it can only go up to +5 on each of the what's the names, right? So for example, if you have close shot and it's a dual and the system feels like it's a dual, right? Then that means that your close shot can only go up +5. Your driving layup can go up +5. But if the system knows that your custom is more pure, right? Let's say 60% of it is pure, right? Because this would look like, those look like about 60, 75. If they see like 70% of it is pure, a certain thing, right? Then what happens is that specific section can go up 10 on your cap breakers, right? On those, in those categories, in those areas can get bumped up to 10. I think that'll be fire, man. I really do. I think that'll give people some creativity. I think it would create some balance. I think it would still have some restrictions. And again, not everybody's always going to be happy, but if I was able to show you, and I'm gonna work on, we'll tap into it tomorrow because I gotta leave. But we'll tap into it tomorrow. This is part 1. I wanted to just chop it up with you as an idea. Part 2, I'm gonna see if we can kind of make this thing, draw it out, and make it make sense, so you can understand what I mean by the cap breaker system being able to upgrade a pure category up to 10, right? Because it's kind of hard. Let me see if I can pause. That sounded bad. My bad. So let me just show you what I mean, if I can, before I get up out of here, and then we're gonna wrap it up. So what I mean by that, let's say I made let's say I made a red, right? Let's say my thing was red. You see where the red at? I made a heavily red pie chart, right? So what that means, if I made my player and he went up to this, right? A 86. That means if I had 10 cap breakers, I can take this 86 because it's a pure red, right? I can go up +10, right? So, but let's say I got a duel and it's a red in the orange, right? It's a playmaking defender, right? So now if I go up to 86, because now it's a dual type, I can only go up +5. Is that 5? That's 5. I hope that makes sense. That's how it would be. You can only go up +10 in a category if it's a pure. I'm going to show you again. If this was my thing, and my thing was 84 shoot, right? And I wanted to go, and this was my pure. Now, the thing is, in this year game, you can't go past 84. You can't go past 84. But what I would create is you can go past 84, Cuddy. Because if you had a shooting archetype, you know it'd be more past 84. The reason why it ain't past 84 is because we don't have pie charts. But if it was, we would be able to go past this. You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to go past this. And so that is how it would go. Like if it's dual, you only can go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's say is that my dual? These are my duals. So I can have something like that. So I could be at an 85 before my cap breakers, right? And an 86 before my cap breakers. Then once I'm able to unlock them, since I have a dual archetype pie chart that I customize, then I can only go up +5. Right? But if I have a pure pie chart, which is red, you may not have, you know what I'm saying, you may not be able to get a 90 in here. You may only be able to get an 83 or 82 and get that thing up to 87, right? Depending on how you customize your pie chart. But this one, it can go up to a 96. I hope that's making sense, fam. I don't know if it's making sense, but that's the logic that I think that'll be dope if you created sort of a pie chart system with the evolution of what we're able to make. And then you incorporate the max +1s. You incorporate all those kind of beautiful things that we have in this year. And it's creating balance, creating diversity. I think it'll make the builder freaking dope. I really do. I really do think. I really do. I really do, chat. Anyway, that is going to do it for the show for today. I wanted to talk longer, but I got to go. I got to go to a meeting at 5:30. I can't be late. And it's about 10 minutes to get there. But we're going to keep talking about this pie chart and this builder, because I think the builder is a fundamental practice and the fundamental foundation of how the game is going to be played. Real talk. It creates the balance and it creates the ability to dictate how the gameplay is going to be. But again, 2K still has to figure out a way to make the gameplay polish and work. And maybe it can polish even better if the builder is a little bit more restrictive. Who knows? We're going to talk about it, though. That's what we're here for. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys so much. I can't wait, man. I got 2 more weeks before we locked in, dog. We locked in. We every day streaming, dog. Except for Sunday. Sunday's my rest day. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we're going to be locked in, streaming every day. After June 15th, that whole week, we locked in. 30 days every day. May even get some duels. We're going to try to even do some doubles, man, because it's going to be that and Jersey, but I'm going to have a lot of time. After practice, I'm going to be getting y'all right. So, I hope y'all excited. It's another edition of Hoopers and Headsets with your boy Bake. And I can't wait to get in my bag, man. I'm not excited for 26. I'm going to keep it a stack. I'm not excited for 26. But it'd be interesting to see what direction they want to go in. When it comes to the game right now, I'm not having the most fun. It's cool, you know, even when I play with my boys, and I think I'm trying to make builds to keep me engaged. Like, that's what I find it. I find the builds are trying to keep me engaged into playing the game because I'm not really enjoying the game. So, The Bills are the most fun part of the game right now for me. Even though I'm probably making the same goddamn Bills. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. Have an amazing day. Until we meet again, tell somebody you love them. Live life stress less. You're rocking one of the best. Without God, my life be a mess. Y'all know the vibes. You know what I'm saying? Without God, my life be a mess. And I appreciate you, each and every one of you. Take care of yourself. Peace.